Assalamu alaikum students. Today I will teach you about the epithelium or the epithelial tissue. So in this lecture we will study about the epithelium. So what is the definition of epithelium? How do you define epithelium? This is a commonly asked question in the Viva and students are unable to answer it. Second part is the characteristic features of the epithelium. Number 3 is the classification of epithelium, and we classify the epithelium by number of cell layers and shape of cells. Then how do you identify the different types of simple epithelia? Describe their structure and give their location and function. How do you identify the different types of stratified epithelia? Describe their structure and give their location and function. And in the last, how do you identify the pseudostratified epithelium and describe their structure and location and function, its location and function. So how do you define epithelium? Epithelium is defined as the tissue which contain sheets of closely packed cells with little extracellular material. Now it covers the external surfaces of the body or line the internal cavities or the tubes, or it form the parenchyma of various glands and line their ducts. Now what are the characteristic features of the epithelium? It is avascular. So it gets its nutrition by the diffusion from the underlying connective tissue. The epithelial cells have got polarity, means the epithelial cells have got sides which are specialized to perform various functions. Now the epithelial cells have got apical surface, and this surface usually shows modification which consists of cilia or microvilli or stereocilia. Now the basal surface, it is associated with the basement membrane, and beneath this basement membrane lies the connective tissue. Lateral surfaces of the epithelium are specialized to have junctions called the cell junctions, which anchor the cells in case of tight junctions and desmosomes and hemidesmosomes, and in order to establish a communication between the cells, there are present gap junctions. Now the epithelium is highly innervated and it has got high rate of regeneration. So classification of epithelium. Epithelium is classified into two broad categories: covering epithelium and the glandular epithelium, depending upon its location. If it is present, if it is covering the body surfaces or the body cavities or the tubes, it is called the covering epithelium, or if it is present in the glands, then it is called the glandular epithelium. Now this covering epithelium is further divided into three types: simple epithelium, stratified epithelium, and a special type of epithelium. Now first of all, we will do the types of simple epithelium. So we classify the epithelium on the basis of number of cell layers and the shape of the cells. Now simple epithelium, it consists of single layer of cells. Single layer of cells. So simple epithelium is an epithelium which consists of single layer of cell. It is further divided into three types: simple squamous epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium consists of single layer of spindle-shaped cells. Single layer of spindle-shaped cells. while simple columnar epithelium consists of column-like single layer of column-like cells. Now the simple cuboidal epithelium, it consists of cuboid shaped cells, single layer of cuboid shaped cells. Now the simple squamous epithelium, it consists of spindle shaped cells having flat nucleus. So spindle shaped, you can see here spindle shaped cells having flat nucleus. The sides of the cell are very thin, peripheral area of the cell are very thin. They are located on the surfaces where the exchange of gases takes place. So in case of lung alveoli, they are present in the lining of lung alveoli, in the lining of the blood vessels and lymphatic vessels. Now here a special name is given to them which is known as endothelium. So endothelium is the simple squamous epithelium present in the vascular channels, whether it is blood vessels or the lymphatic channels. Now this simple squamous epithelium is also present in Bowman's capsule of the kidney. Simple columnar epithelium, now it consists of column shaped cells. As I have told you before, the column shaped cells, you can see here single layer of column shaped cells and their nuclei lying in a row. You can see here they are lying in one row. Nucleus is oval and placed vertically and located in the lower 1/3 of the cell. Now this epithelium has got a function of secretion and absorption. So it is present in the lining of GIT tract and the lining of the uterus. Now this simple columnar epithelium is of two types. Number one is the simple columnar with goblet cells and microvilli, this one, and simple columnar ciliated cells. Now this simple columnar cells with goblet cells and microvilli, they are located in the lining of the small intestine and large intestine, while this ciliated simple columnar epithelium is present in the lining of the uterine tube. So simple cuboidal epithelium, as I have told you, it consists of cuboid shaped single layer of cuboid shaped cells and its function is secretion and transportation in glands and filtration in the kidneys. So its location is glands and ducts of the glandular part of parenchyma and ducts of the glands, various glands, pancreas, salivary gland, thyroid gland, and they are also present in the kidney tubules and covering the ovary, germinal epithelium of the ovary which covers the ovary. So it consists, germinal epithelium of the ovary consists of cuboidal cells. So types of stratified epithelium. So what is stratified epithelium? It is the epithelium which consists of more than one layer of cells, and depending upon the cells present, shape of cells present in the surface cells, we divide the stratified epithelium into three types: stratified squamous epithelium, stratified columnar epithelium, and stratified cuboidal epithelium. Another type of stratified epithelium is transitional epithelium, which has the capacity to change its number of layers according to the state of the organ, state of distension of the organ. Now the stratified squamous epithelium is further divided into stratified squamous keratinized and stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. Stratified squamous epithelium. It consists of variable number of cell layers which exhibit transition from cuboidal basal layer to a flattened surface. Basal layer, the cells in the basal layer, they divide continuously. And this stratified squamous epithelium is well adapted to withstand abrasion, since loss of surface cells does not compromise the underlying tissue. Nuclei in these cells, the surface cells, they progressively condensed, they become pycnotic and flattened, and ultimately they disintegrate and disappear. So one type of stratified squamous epithelium, the nuclei are absent in the surface cells. So the stratified squamous epithelium, as I have told you, it is divided into two parts: stratified squamous keratinized and non-keratinized epithelium. So here you can see the keratinized epithelium and the non-keratinized epithelium. So stratified squamous epithelium consists of cuboidal layer, basal cuboidal layer. This cuboidal layer have the capacity to divide. The cells divide and they are migrated up in the layers, and as they reach the surface they become flattened. Now in these flattened cells, the surface cells, the nuclei, they become pycnotic and they disappear. Ultimately, these cells are filled with keratin protein. So here you can see a thick layer of keratin present in the stratified squamous keratinized epithelium, and this kind of epithelium is usually present on the skin of the body. So it protects us from the abrasions. Now this is the stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium, and you can see the presence of nuclei in the surface cells also. Same again, the basal cells are cuboidal. We can identify the cells from the shape of the nuclei. You can see the nuclei of the basal cells are large and spherical, that is the cuboidal epithelium, and as we go up, the nucleus changes its shape and it becomes flattened in the squamous cells. So surface cells are squamous cells and they have got nuclei. And this kind of epithelium, non-keratinized epithelium, is present in the oral cavity, in the esophagus, and in the lower part of the anal canal, as well as the lining of the vagina. So here its function, this epithelium is usually present in the moist places. So the oral cavity, esophagus, anal canal, and the vagina, these are moist structures. And here again their function is to prevent the abrasion. Now stratified columnar and stratified cuboidal epithelium. So this is the stratified columnar epithelium, and you can see the basal layer consists of cuboidal epithelium, while the second layer consists of simple columnar epithelium. The columnar cells. So basal layer are cuboidal while the surface cells are columnar. So this is the stratified columnar epithelium, and this is present in the conjunctiva of the eye. Stratified cuboidal epithelium, you can see here two layers of cuboidal cells, and these are usually present in the ducts of the glands. Now transitional epithelium, this is the type of stratified epithelium which is present in the urinary tract. So it starts from the urinary pelvis up to the urethra, upper part of the urethra. And the special function of this epithelium is to change its number of layers according to the distension of the urinary bladder. Now we come to its features. It consists of the transitional epithelium. It consists of it's also known as urothelium, and it is specially designed to withstand stretch produced by the distension of the urinary passages due to the collection and storage of the urine until it is voided. And transitional epithelium is also specialized to prevent the diffusion of urine back into the tissues of the urinary tract and therefore into the bloodstream. Now, the structure of the transitional epithelium is best studied in the section of the wall of urinary bladder, and it is noted that microscopic structure of this special type of multilamellar epithelium varies greatly according to the state of distension of the urinary bladder. Now, this consists of basal layer of cuboidal cells. You can see here basal layer of cuboidal cells, then the polygonal cells. The surface cells are the superficial layer of the epithelium appears to consist of very large dome-shaped cells, also known as umbrella cells. So here you can see the dome-shaped cells. The surface cells are dome-shaped, and tight junctions are present in between these dome-shaped cells to prevent intravasation of the urine in between these layers. Pseudostratified epithelium. The term pseudostratified is derived from the appearance of this epithelium in section, which conveys the erroneous impression that there is more than one layer of cell. It gives false impression that there is more than one layer of cells. So how this occurs? This is a true simple epithelium since all cells they rest on the basement membrane. Now nuclei are disposed at different levels, thus creating the illusion of the cellular stratification because all the cells they lie on the basement membrane, but not all the cells they reach the apical surface. Here you can see this is the cell which is lying on the basement membrane but not reaching the apical surface. Again this one lying on the basement membrane but not reaching the apical surface, while these are the cells which are reaching the apical surface. So nuclei they appear to lie at different levels, thus there is an illusion of cellular stratification. Here again you can see this is the basement membrane and the cells, all the cells they are lying on the basement membrane, but not all the cells they are reaching the apical surface. So this is the apical surface, the luminal surface, and not all the cells are reaching up to it. So this gives an appearance of stratification because the nuclei are lying at different levels. So this is a appearance of false stratification. So these are present in trachea and bronchial tree, ductus deferens in males, auditory tube, tympanic cavity, nasal cavity, lacrimal sac, male urethra, large excretory ducts. So its function is secretion, absorption, lubrication, transportation and protection.